Welcome back for the fourth video. In this video I want to just have a very informal conversation. Just want to talk to you the way I would if we were standing in front of me. And I want to tell you about, in my own words, brainwave optimization with real-time balancing and neurostrategic sessions. Brainwave optimization is a technology developed by a company called Brain State Technologies and their founder Lee Gerdes. They've been developed and used it over the last 9 years, continuing to develop it, and have currently licensed it to about 120 different licensees around the world, and it's been provided to about 30,000 clients. It's in the general area of neurofeedback, but it's distinct from neurofeedback, as I hope you had an opportunity to see on the website. So let me describe it. Brainwave optimization starts with EEG sensors placed on the brain, and the information, the electric patterns, frequency patterns of the brain are sent to a software package which then translates it into sound waves, and then it comes back through earbuds to the client. The brain then recognizes that those sound waves are representative of the brain waves of a particular lobe, and it begins to re-regulate and rebalance the frequencies in that lobe. It's amazing. It would have been hard to believe up to about the last 10 to 20 years, when there have been a number of advances in neuroscience and in neuroplasticity that are parallel. I want to talk about two of them real quickly, and these are can be found in the book The Brain That Changes Itself by Norman Doidge. And this section is about the work of a late neuroscientist by the name of Paul Bach-y-Rita. One of the things that he's developed is a camera that allows the blind to see, to get visual images. And the way it works is that a camera is placed in a helmet, and the leads from the camera are run to the person's tongue. The electrical impulses then that represent the electric signals from the camera are sent to the tongue, and the brain recognizes that these are visual images and reactivates the visual cortex, even if it's been reprocessed by the brain since birth. And then the person experiences visual images. Paul Bach-y-Rita has also done something similar with people whose balance system has been destroyed. He's taken an accelerometer, like the accelerometer that's in a smartphone that allows it to know how it's situated, and put it in a helmet and ran the leads to the tongue. And again, the brain recognizes this time that these are actually vestibular signals, and it sends those images to the right part of the brain, those signals rather, to the right part of the brain, and the person experiences the ability to balance. One of the other really interesting parallels in that work, so both of them demonstrate ways in which the brain can recognize information even when it comes in a different context or different format than it normally would. The other thing about this is that there's a half-life of this, and what I mean by that is when you wear this device, you're suddenly able to balance again. But when you take it off, even though you don't have the device and the brain has not healed itself, there are still ways in which the brain is able to figure out that there are balance signals coming in. And for approximately 1 minute, for every 3 minutes, if you wear it 3 minutes, for 1 minute, you still can balance. And if you wear it 10 minutes, you can balance for 3 minutes. But then what's amazing is that if you wear it for 20 minutes, now after you take it off, you're able to balance for 30 minutes. So there's an exponential effect of this. And we see something very similar in brainwave optimization. First, the brain is able to recognize what kind of signals these are, and then once it starts to rebalance the area of the brain, it will hold if we give it enough information. And that's why clients come in for preferably twice a day for 5 days for the brainwave optimization sessions, and then we do the neurostrategic sessions to maintain and create behavior patterns that support the changes in the brain. So let's talk a little bit more about brainwave optimization. So the client's experience comes either in that first week or over the next 2 to 3 weeks. There's continued changes happening as the brain patterns consolidate and maintain. And that's why we use what I call neurostrategic sessions or neurostrategic therapy and coaching to support the changes in the brain. This is basically my life's work of working in crisis and trauma, identifying the most effective strategies that really allow people to create new patterns. And when somebody has gone through brainwave optimization, they're incredibly open to learning and able to maintain and develop new patterns of emotions and behavior if they're taught the right strategies. Neurostrategic therapy and coaching draws from techniques from a whole variety of different therapeutic modalities, putting together in a way that's not exactly traditional coaching and not exactly traditional therapy. It's not coaching because it's more educational than most coaching, and it's using therapeutic strategies and techniques and working both with the conscious and the unconscious. It's not therapy because it's not talking about the issues. There's very little conversation, if any, about the actual issues that led to trauma. But the therapy piece of it is that some clients will be worked with not with a coach but with a licensed therapist because they're presenting with issues that would be appropriate to that. So that's what we're doing, and it's extremely exciting and extremely effective. And what we're doing differently than other organizations is that only about 10% of the 120 licensees around the world are combining this with any kind of therapeutic modality, and those that are finding that the optimization potentiates the therapy such that people really get it and maintain their new behaviors and really learn the strategies. Nobody, however, is doing this as a business the way we're going to. That we're opening the first clinic in Portland as a turnkey operation, as a model for opening multiple other clinics, first around the Northwest and then expanding from there. So it's a really exciting time and it's a really exciting opportunity. So if you're excited about this, you have more questions or you have more interest, then contact us with the information on the end of the page. And I wish you balance and harmony.